This week, an equestrian team from the Netherlands was penalized when they skipped an obstacle during a cross-country event. That horse's name? The Quizmaster. Back off, Netherlands. I let it slide when you ganked dressage, but coming for QMs is where I draw the line. To you I say, Krieg de colère, Flapjoy. That's right, I just called you a flap turd. Dutch is adorable, and that's technically correct. Hey everybody, and welcome to Technically Correct. We're Geeks Who Drink, and if you think you've seen this show somewhere else with a different moderator... No, I'm not actually Christopher. That'd be pretty amazing though. Whether or not you've been here, let me tell you how the game works. In this first round, our director AJ is going to serve up questions from the Geeks archive. We panelists will have 2 minutes to debate and then finally choose an answer for the group. At the end of the 2 minutes, we'll decide on our final answer, and AJ will tell us if we're right. Lather, rinse, repeat. If you're watching this live, please do hit up the chat with whatever witty or interesting banter you might have for the question. We'll be watching for your input. Just don't shout out the answers. Please leave the being wrong to the professionals. Speaking of which, I'm Nicole Holiday. Let's meet the rest of our panelists. Joining us from Chicago, it's Naim Siddiqui. From North Carolina, it's Leah Popolinsky. And from a black hole from which no joy can escape, it's John Pio.
What is joy?
All right, we're starting out on a very light note. I think we got to get some questions. AJ, can you hit us with question number one?
Oh, I guess I can hit you with your first question of the evening. To prepare for her role in Speed, Sandra Bullock passed an actual test for what profession?
Acting? I mean,
have you seen Speed though?
I mean, all those actors need to pass a test before they get the license to be in movies. Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, that's how it works.
Oh, that's how it works. Great.
Is that what SAG is? Is it the testing body?
It's a testing facility. Yeah. I mean, if we're talking about Speed, there's a few things in it, but there's firearms, right? Is this a trick? Could it be firearms?
Is she a police officer in the movie? I have not seen Speed.
What?
So I'm not sure.
Are you kidding me?
I'm a very young person.
It's been around long enough.
Yeah,
I'm familiar with the premise of Speed. I know how it works.
Is Speed older than you?
I think Speed is 94 and I'm 93, so no.
Yeah, I think Sandra was either the driver or just a passenger, and I think it was Keanu was
I know Keanu's the hotshot cop who like jumps into the bus. I know all that much. I've seen scenes from Speed.
Yeah.
There may have been some defusing of bombs. I feel like that's a thing that might have been in Speed. It's been a long time for me too.
I don't think they taught. I'm not sure they taught Sandra Bullock to defuse a bomb.
I mean, why
that would
not?
be incredible.
Well, why not? I mean, they want her to do it authentically. You don't want to do it too fast or too slow or do the wrong wires. We know how bad that is.
So like all the bomb diffusers at home would be complaining about how it wasn't technically
unrealistic.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's what they're most concerned with is the realism of bomb diffusal in Speed.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. Are we going to go with bus driving, or is it one of these other ridiculous things?
I feel like she could have gotten a commercial driver's license. Like, I believe that's something Sandra Bullock could achieve.
Bus driving seems quite a bit more
reasonable, right?
All right.
Likely.
All right. I think we have a consensus. This is a very friendly question. AJ, our final answer is bus driving.
You are absolutely correct. She did have to take a test, or took a test to be a bus driver, and she actually passed that test on her very first try.
Do we
She's a
know about her?
natural.
Yeah, do we know her ability to defuse bombs though? Let's see if we can find that one out.
That was
too.
actually for the blind side is where she took that test. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
It would
that
make
makes
her
sense.
really handy to have around.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
I mean,
Oh,
just in
that's-
case.
That's a funny pun considering
Bullock
All
is a
the
treasure.
times that I've been
considering
somewhere that
Dennis
Bob needed
Hopper's character.
to-
It would be like, I wish Sandra Bullock was here to defuse this bomb.
All right. Well, I feel like we've enjoyed that tidbit. Maybe we should get to question number 2.
All right, panelists, your next question of the evening. About 75% of Mexico's sesame seed yield is predictably bought by what fast food chain?
What fast food uses sesames and sesame oil? Oh, I guess
Mediterranean.
oil isn't the thing. It's probably the seeds,
The
right?
seeds, right? Yeah.
I'm
You
always
can
thinking
put
oil.
sesame seeds in salad.
It's true.
Well, in tahini
Yeah.
and therefore hummus.
Aren't sesame seeds like somehow related to cannabis? So like if you eat too many, you will fail a drug test.
That's
Is that
poppy
sesame seeds? I think.
Are you
oh, yeah,
thinking
poppy
poppy
seeds. That makes more
seeds
sense. I was like, I
and,
knew there was
like-
some sort of seed thing.
Yeah. A challenge accepted, Nicole. I'm gonna go get high
Leo,
on some
try it out and
sesame
get back to
seeds.
us.
Which opens the question: what happens if you do eat too many sesame
Exactly.
seeds?
So if it's sesame oil, could it be Panda Express? Do we consider Panda Express a fast food?
Absolutely.
I think technically it's
Absolutely.
fast
me.
casual.
Fast casual?
I believe
I've never
that's
seen-
the official designation, but
If,
Or-
if
We're
gonna
most
have
of
to
them
split
are in
hairs here.
mall and airport food courts, I think it's fast food.
I mean,
well, like Chili's isn't a mall and restaurant, a mall and airport food court. Not a food court, but like Chili's to go. You know, it's not. But that Chili's isn't fast food, right? It's closer to sit
Chili's
down.
is
Technically
never
rule it down
fast.
food.
Yeah.
But-
Especially in the airport.
so I
That's true.
assume it's probably bun related, but which fast food places have the seeds on the bun?
So I remember this from my childhood.
Okay.
2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, something, 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 sesame seed bun.
Yeah.
Did you-
That's about how I know it too.
that is indeed what is on a Big Mac. Yes.
Ah.
Did you have to make sesame seed buns as a child at McDonald's?
I was an only child, so I was exposed to a lot
See-
of advertising.
Okay.
I was too young for that commercial, but I'm familiar.
Okay, don't make me feel old.
Yeah.
this
I
is
see.
yeah.
Yeah, I see something that's gonna happen a lot during this quiz.
Clearly that's what's happening. I mean, I know. I'm familiar with it. I just never saw it on television.
Yeah, you were nodding along like you knew it, but you would have forgotten the pickles and onions too.
Oh, absolutely. But I would remember the sesame seed bun, which is the important part.
That's the,
Yeah.
the key.
I'm seeing Quizmaster John in the chat pointing out that we forgot the pickles and the onions.
Oh, those were included under something.
Something,
something.
Oh, I see.
Pickles,
I
onions,
see.
yeah.
There you
They were
go.
just underspecified.
The pickles are the least important part.
Hard
Whoa.
agree on that, but what
Whoa.
is
They told me I
your...
could. Oh no, I was gonna say they told me I could have it my way, but that's a different
It's Burger
place.
King.
That's
Yeah.
Burger King. That's Burger King. What is your answer, panelists?
I don't know. Naeem, since you're so young and wise, what is our final answer?
Our final answer is McDonald's. And yes, I do have an empty McDonald's cup next to me.
How
Whoa.
long has it been there?
Oh, only a day. I had a quarter pounder last night.
Are they a sponsor? What's happening?
Apparently.
That feels like
Feel free if you
maybe
want to sponsor us.
24 hours too long for that stuff to still be in the room.
That's fair.
But you know, you do you.
No,
No, it's
fully fair.
24. No, it's 25 hours too long for that to be in the room.
Yeah. The empty bag's back here too.
Oh no, that's too much.
That's all gotta go.
Well,
That is correct, Naeem. It is McDonald's. McDonald's is also now the biggest purchaser in the world of beef, pork, potatoes, lettuce, and tomatoes.
The
I
more
mean,
you know.
wouldn't then the public be the biggest purchaser because McDonald's? But then we buy it from anyway. It's not important. I'm sorry.
Well, I think the public is the biggest purchaser of everything.
I guess that's true.
Like some kind of
Consumerism.
Sufficiently specific. All right, AJ, what is our next question?
Your next question, panelists. After escaping slavery, Frederick Bailey took what surname from a Sir Walter Scott poem?
I'm performing a cat rescue mission at the moment. Just 1 second.
Oh, cat rescue.
This happened. Does the cat know the answer?
If he does, he's being grouchy and not telling me because, that's what cats do.
I feel like some questions are, did you take an African American studies class? Like, that's actually the question. And I did.
Well, I must say, I think I only know one person that would fit this, but I could be wrong. I only know one Frederick. Frederick of Hollywood. No. Oh, no.
God.
I don't like what I just said.
Are they still in business?
Someone
it's actually
mute me.
it's right Cedric Frederick.
Oh,
Weren't there a lot of like Habsburgs or something that were named Frederick?
there were a lot of Habsburgs. Yes, there was a war over it, kinda, wasn't there?
You know what I didn't take in college? European history.
It's all boring.
There's too much of it, I tell you.
There's too much
All
of it.
countries should start in 1776. That's absolutely not true. That's really problematic.
Now, Sir Walter Scott
I'm
Sorry.
I'm not pushing the 1776 project before people start slandering me on Twitter. Absolutely not.
Please don't. Now, Sir Walter Scott was Scottish, so could that? No, I don't think that's related to this, but I think this has got to be Frederick Douglass. You think? I mean, it
No, I'm
seems-
hearing him say his name in a Scottish accent, and I
Frederick
like it.
Douglass.
Yes.
I haven't heard any recordings of Frederick Douglass, so we don't know he doesn't have.
that he didn't have a
You know
Scottish, a
where
very
I
thick
think-
Scottish accent.
Prove
are
us
likely-
wrong.
Where you are most likely to see a photo of this man. I live in the District of Columbia. Yeah, no good taxation without representation. So the statehood movement, some people are advocating for renaming it. We still want to keep it DC, so it would be Douglas Commonwealth. So you'll see
Ooh.
pictures of him in people's yards that say Douglas Commonwealth.
That's
he's
kinda
very
cool.
popular in my neighborhoods. I know. I really love that. Like, I
Yeah.
And
hope we can get
Douglas
it.
Commonwealth. Yeah, that's going to be the
Yes.
new thing.
And
You know,
the
I'm
law-
glad PO's Scottish accent is worse than mine.
Yeah, it's
It
bad.
should be that everyone has to pronounce it that way.
Yeah.
It will
Sure.
always be Frederick Douglass from now
Douglas.
on. And
Okay, that
it
was
is
worse.
the
That was
worst.
worse than mine.
I
right?
feel like we are going to
Yes,
get a cease
I
and
did that
desist
just for
order
you.
from Scotland for this
AJ,
stream.
put us out of our misery.
What is your answer?
Frederick Douglass?
It is Frederick Douglass. And just for clarity's sake, the poem was The Lady of the Lake.
Which was Frederick Douglass's nickname. I made that up. I don't think
His
so.
drag name?
His drag name. That'd be great.
I'd support him. I would support her. I
That'll
would.
be fascinating. Is like somebody doing like Frederick Douglass doing drag. Like it's like an extra layer deep
Yeah, with a Scottish accent.
with a Scottish
definitely.
accent, of course. Yeah.
For
So
it.
if you are a drag queen out there, feel free to take that for yourself.
And
Yeah.
if you're not, find some drag queens to watch the show because they'll be fun in our
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
think so.
Yes.
All right. Well, that was fun. Let's do question number 4.
Question number 4. As well established earlier in the stream, this is well before Naeem's time. The Golden Retriever star of Air Bud also played Comet on what 90s sitcom?
I actually did own Air Bud on VHS. So
Yes, but
I'm
what you know
surprised.
about Comet?
I'm amazed
I
you know what a
also-
VHS is.
I
About to say.
I also do know Comet. Yes, that's that. I actually know both parts of this. It's great. I feel very welcome in the community right now. So it's all good. It's all good.
The furry
What is
The
community?
show
What
aired
is
largely
VHS?
in the mid '90s as well. I think it ended in like '97. I could be
How many
wrong.
Airbuds were there?
Oh well, there's Air Bud, and then there's definitely Air Bud Golden Receiver, and then Air Bud Seventh Inning Fetch, and there's the soccer one, which I forget the name of, and then there's the Air Buddies franchise, and I have no idea how many of those there are.
12.
What is
There are 12 Air Bud movies.
What's
That's
happening?
tricky.
There's 12 Air Bud movies or 12 Air Bud including Air Buddies. Then
All
also
of them. It is the Air Bud universe, and
There's
Air
like
Buddies
Space
is
Buddies
part of it.
where the little baby golden retriever pups go to space. Again, I haven't seen it, but I have seen the DVD in the bargain bin at Walmart.
I feel like they should have stuck with their original expertise, which was sports dogs.
Sports dogs.
Space
yeah.
is too much.
Yeah, but without
that's
space
really the bridge
and
too far.
But without space and 12 movies, you can't have conventions with goofy costumes. Of course, they probably still don't, but at least now they could.
I thought I was going to a convention where everyone was cosplaying as Air Bud. It was a different type of convention though. I was mistaken as to what it was about. All these people in animal costumes. Oh well.
We need a drag queen who is Air Bud dressed as something else.
Scottish Air Bud Frederick Douglass drag queen. Yeah.
I actually don't know the answer to this. I'm not really sure.
What is the answer?
Well, in fact, I believe they had a Comet 2 in the Netflix sequel to Full House. So this is definitely Full House, and I believe they had another golden retriever in Fuller House that they also named Comet, but it might have been something else. Oh, Cosmos. Thank you to our producer in our chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounded very persuasive. Pio and Leah, do you agree with Naim?
I'm about what? Probably not, but in this
Is
question,
he right?
yeah. Yeah,
I
in
went to
general,
high
no.
Well, I went to high school with Candace Cameron, but I never watched an episode of Full House, so I am happy
Ooh,
to go along with Naim.
So
Burn.
suck it, Candace Cameron.
No.
the rare Leah burn.
Look, Kirk Cameron is very litigious, so let's not do anything to upset that family. It was, in fact, Full House.
Thank you, AJ. And one sort of karma point to Naim for that confident
There
answer.
were, for what it's worth, there were also, this was after my youth, so I'm not this young, but there were Full House reruns on Nick at Night at some point. For me, Nick at Night was I Love Lucy. So like it was very weird when they started playing Full House and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But
Oh, did it make you feel old?
It sure did. Yeah.
That's what Nick at Night is for. I mean,
Right, yeah.
you know, when it started, it was like Leave It to Beaver, and now to find out that they play Full House on there, that's the oldest
I think
I've
they
felt
play
in a-
Big Bang Theory on there now. Like it's
Oh,
like
man.
it's yeah, no, it's no good.
Well, I think we've got to pay some bills. So if you got to go, now is the time. It's our first ad break. See you back here in a few. Hey, we're back and we're ready to mingle in the back half of our technically correct round. Remember, you can hit up the chat and share whatever witty and insightful intel you might have on each question. Just don't shout out the answers. AJ, what's our next question?
Our next question for technically correct. Cameron Crowe based Almost Famous.
Okay.
And bound together, and it would mail. Okay,
What is mail?
Yeah,
Yeah.
mail used to be this thing where your grandfather would deliver. I'm sorry. I mean, music magazines. What do we got? We got Rolling Stone. We got Spin. There's probably more than that. The Sam Goody
I'm
magazine.
really frustrated because I have
Columbia
a friend
House.
who's a big fan of this movie who mentioned this to me the other day, and I don't remember. I'm hoping one of you do. Candace Cameron Crowe is a
It's just
Star
a before and
Plus.
after quiz.
yeah.
Team name right there.
Well, it is
Candace Cameron Crowe,
now.
not bad, yeah.
But are there other music mags worth mentioning in this list? I don't know.
Probably some genre specific ones.
We used
Is
to
it
get
definitely a
that,
music mag?
Yeah, it's in the question. Definitely a music mag.
I said for what magazine? Doesn't say music.
Oh
mag.
yeah, it just says what magazine. So there
I,
are the
I know he was
entertainment
embedded with
ones.
like a band, but he could have been
Mhm.
writing for like an entertainment magazine.
Entertainment Weekly or
Yeah.
something.
Vanity
Yeah.
Fair or something.
people.
Let's see.
Hmm.
I always get Almost Famous confused with Almost Paradise, the song from Footloose. I mean, it's
When I
all
get on Heaven's Door.
there. You go. Right.
Any-
Was
Anytime I
in
think
the
of-
musical Footloose in high school? Yes, I was.
Anytime I think of
Ah.
Almost Famous is a line in Psych where they learn that Anna Paquin was an Almost Famous. And so, Anna Paquin was an Almost Famous. That's all I think of. Apparently,
Is
it's a
that-
very small role.
I saw this movie a long time ago.
I think the safe bet's probably Rolling Stone, right? I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I remember it being. Rolling
Yeah.
Stone.
It feels right.
I believe he was like 15 or 16 when they say like he lied about his age to be embedded with this band for Rolling Stone.
So precocious, that guy.
Yeah, that Cameron Crowe.
All right,
Are we
what is your
comfortable with that
answer?
as an answer?
Yeah.
All right. We are gonna go with Rolling Stone.
It is, in fact, Rolling Stone.
Team, we're doing so well.
Our
We
producer also
rock.
told us that Cameron Crowe went undercover at a high school to write Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Do you think that he also went undercover as a sports agent to write Jerry Maguire?
Cameron
Yeah.
Crowe, the first director to prove Jason Lee was more than a Kevin Smith player.
that's good. It's good.
Yeah.
I'm for it.
Like Jason Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's investigate that. All right, AJ, can you hit us with the next question?
Your next question, panelists. In case you got the vapors, 19th century homes had an asymmetrical sofa called a whatting couch.
The
Oh, my.
Vapors.
The vapors.
Well,
19th century. It's a colonizing
So
couch,
were
right?
you guys around in the 19th century? Because I was.
Hey!
no, my mind just went to a 12-year-old
Yeah.
place.
No,
Vapor.
no, I'm not that old. I'm not that old at all. Yep, just a normal mortal like all of you. That's for sure.
It's not to be clear, it's not a vaping couch.
It's a vaping couch.
Okay, yeah, that is what my people do is vape. Yes.
Your
youth.
people, the youths,
The
the youths
youths.
vape.
Youths.
What do you
Yeah.
mean, you people?
Yeah, exactly. What's
My-
happening
we're
here?
Our people.
So is every couch a vaping couch for the youth these days?
That's correct. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Mostly the ones that are sitting out on the front porches of college dorms.
Yeah.
College frat, whatever's.
What's a dorm?
I know.
Oh, I mean, so is this where the Chaise Lounge comes from? I mean, is that where we have someone in chat mention that, but I mean, I think it's, if it's an ing couch, it's probably what, a fainting couch or right, or is it Chaise Lounge? right?
Well,
I mean, the question
fainting
is,
couch is a thing, but yeah, no, just since I'm a nerd, I need to make sure that my joke was gotten. I was thinking of a farting couch.
a farting couch. What's a
Okay,
farting couch?
nobody else had a 12-year-old moment there. The vapors of
Oh,
farting
vapors!
couch.
Like, yeah, okay, got it.
Oh, I
okay, yeah, that
see.
makes sense. No,
I
that's
Okay,
see,
now I
because
don't feel so dumb.
the
explaining
logic
my
now
joke.
tracks. You're
because
good.
Okay.
flatulence is a vapor. I see.
Yeah.
Yes.
I get it. All right. Is it though? Now I'm thinking chemistry. What is there a definition of vapor?
I feel like in old times people did used to faint a lot. I mean, according to the
yeah.
documentaries.
Yeah, it was because of
Especially in the
corsets.
corsets. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
happens to me all the time.
So maybe for safety's sake, what do we think about fainting?
Fainting.
Yeah, fainting.
All right,
All in
AJ,
on
we
fainting.
say it's a fainting couch.
It is a fainting couch. Victorian women who often fainted from wearing tight corsets would rely on this particular style of sofa to recover. The sofas were staples in what were supposedly called fainting rooms at the time.
I feel like if your clothes make you have to buy furniture to accommodate the damage they do to your body, like maybe that's a sign that your clothes are like not quite right.
If your clothes make you have an entire room there for the purpose of passing out.
Right.
The
Like
problem
I wish there was I wish there was some video of this because I want to see like the Victorian woman who starts feeling faint and has to run to the specific room to faint in. Like how many times did they miss that couch?
How dare you faint in the kitchen?
Yeah.
We have a
Well,
room
it's
for that.
Especially the fainting corridor is the
Yeah.
whole, yeah.
There's a
I
time
wanted
and a
to
place
see
for
that.
fainting, and you, ma'am, are wrong. All right. Oh, before we start to lose our breath and catch the vapors, maybe we should move on. AJ, what is question 7?
Your next question, panelists. India's Golden Temple is the holiest site of what religion with some 25 million believers?
All right, so we're talking India, biggest religion, worshiping the Jedi. Am I right? So
Stop,
But is it-
racist.
is
I thought it was Flying Spaghetti Monster.
is it Sith or the
Pastafarian.
good Jedi? Yeah, I don't know how well Pastafarianism has spread to the subcontinental Asia.
well, and
It hasn't spread to my side for sure. So.
India is very populous, so although 25 million sounds big, it probably actually isn't in the context of India, right? Is it?
Mhm.
that is a fair point
That is fair.
because India is about 1.6, I think, billion people. So yeah,
Yeah, so that's like nothing.
yeah, 25 million is like 1%.
So
Wow.
math.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're not-
1.366 billion people apparently.
It's close. I missed the 3 before the 6.
Yeah, so
That's
we're
a
not.
good-
So we're probably not thinking of the first or second biggest religion in India, a country with approximately 175 million religions, right?
That's a fair point. Well, that's a very fair point, I must say.
One
So does that
religion
mean
per
we're-
language spoken there. Yeah.
Does that mean are we cutting out Islam and Hinduism, presumably?
Probably.
Definitely not Islam because we don't call them temples. So
fair.
I test that.
Also fair. Also fair. Then what's third place then?
Sikhism, maybe?
Sikhism, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
probably also large for 25 million.
But they
Yeah.
are a
But it-
persecuted religious minority
It's true.
In
So-
India.
in India.
What else is there? Is Zoroastrianism out there?
I
or is
think
that more-
Jainism would probably be the one I think of, and Buddhism, but Buddhism is probably bigger than 25 million too.
Ooh, Buddhism.
The
yeah.
Zoroastrians did move from like Persia, now Iran, to India in large numbers, but there actually aren't that many of them on the whole
Mm.
planet, I think. So
Yeah.
What are we gonna go with, folks?
does anybody have a
Well,
strong feeling?
Okay to go with Sikhism.
Yeah, I'm thinking
thought that
Sikhism.
sounded like a good suggestion.
Okay, so AJ, we're gonna go with Sikhism.
Sikhism is absolutely correct.
Yay!
Nice.
did it,
Nice
team.
teamwork.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't
All
think
the-
any of us
okay.
actually knew that one, right?
Yeah, for all the previous questions, I felt like we're all assholes, but this one I felt like
Yeah, we actually worked as
We're-
a team to get that.
yeah,
It felt like an
we're
actual proper
redeemable.
pub quiz team. Yeah,
We did
redeemable.
the job.
Nice.
Teamwork
Good night,
makes
everyone.
the dream work.
yeah.
And we'll be back
Aw.
next week with another episode of Technically Correct.
Yeah, good night.
Our producer mentions that, and it includes entrance on all 4 sides, signifying it's open to worshipers of all castes and creeds, which makes sense because Sikhs are super duper cool. Like it is, if you walk into a Sikh temple, they will take care of you no matter what. It is one of the kindest religions. Not that I mean, most religions preach peace and kindness, but I feel like Sikhs practice it potentially the most of anybody. So.
So what I'm hearing you say is they have something in common with the YMCA. You
That's
can
true.
get yourself clean.
Yeah.
You can have a good meal.
That
Yeah.
honestly, absolutely true. Yes, yeah. If you can't find a YMCA, find a Sikh temple. Like I'm dead serious. If you're really in need, that is the place to go. Yeah.
That's great. I love that. That's useful information.
I'm writing this down. I'm gonna write that parody song now. Something about YMCA now.
SIKH. There you go.
YMCA.
Oh.
I felt good about us, but now I feel bad again.
We better get ourselves out of this. AJ, what's our next question?
Our next question, panelists. A lame 80s video game, which puts it right in Pio's wheelhouse, let you play one-on-one as Michael Jordan or what Hoosier dork?
Why is this in my wheelhouse? Am I lame? Old
Yes.
or
Are you a
dork?
Hoosier dork?
I left
Yes.
my Indiana Pacers hat over there, but I am a Hoosier dork, actually. I grew up in St. Louis, but my parents went to Indiana State University, where so that's when we first came to America. The first 2 or 3 years that we spent in America were spent in Terre Haute, Indiana,
Ooh.
Playing this video game.
playing this video game. That's all we did was play this video. In fact,
No,
actually,
this video game is older than him.
that is true. At the time that we lived in Indiana, this Hoosier dork was the coach of the Indiana Pacers. And in fact, he went to Indiana State University, so there's a road there named after him.
Oh.
Hey, everyone! I think he knows the answer to this one.
Unless
I
I'm
think-
wrong, but like I
Hey.
feel like if we're talking
Hilarious.
about a Hoosier dork from the 80s,
Right. Yeah. It's Michael Jordan versus Dennis Rodman. You are so wrong. Famous Hoosier Dennis Rodman. And that is the knowledge of basketball people for me. So let's move on.
I
Yeah.
don't know the name of the game, unfortunately.
Well, I think it's just asking for what
No, yeah. No, I
This
know the hick from
guy.
French Lick. That's not a problem.
I don't know what that means.
That was his nickname. His name he was from French Lick, Indiana, so he was called the Hick from French Lick.
I see.
But
You
he
know,
played college basketball for Indiana State University. where
you
he
know a
had-
lot.
I yeah, he's great. He's in
Is this-
Space
More than
Jam.
I
Yeah.
do.
Oh, is he one of those people that if you don't know about this person in Indiana, like you will get murdered? Kind of like in my Jersey, if you talk bad about Sinatra or Bruce Springsteen.
Well, he never played for the Pacers, but he was like a favorite son. So he's not Reggie Miller, but
I think I learned this yesterday, you guys.
Oh,
And
yeah?
then tell me if I'm on the same page as you. So Geeks Who Drink has, I swear I didn't just do this for cross promotion. We have videos on YouTube every day. And it was yesterday Mystery Video Fun Club. And I saw an 8-bit video game. And the question was like, Michael Jordan versus what on this video game? And it was like 8-bit. And I saw Michael Jordan's little pixel person. And then I saw the other little pixel person. And I was like, I don't know. But then I saw he was white. And I was like, white dude during Michael Jordan time, that's Larry Bird.
Yeah, there's only
Uh,
one. There was only one.
as Bill Murray says in Space Jam, Larry's not white, Larry's clear.
Is it Larry Bird name?
Larry Bird is who. If it's not Larry Bird, then we're way off. I don't know how off base I could possibly be. But yes,
Oh.
Larry Bird Lane is the name of the road in Terre Haute, Indiana. Yeah.
I think
Oh,
it's Larry
white
Bird.
guys who played basketball in Michael Jordan's area. Like the Highlander, there's only one. It's Larry Bird.
Larry Bird.
Lawrence Bird, baby. there was a TV show like that one season television show. I don't remember the name. I think it was called Neighbors or like The Neighbors, where these aliens come down to Earth and all of the aliens named themselves after sports figures. So there was a Dick Butkus. I believe there was a Jackie Joyner Kersey, and then the main male alien was named Larry Bird. And at one point, his alien wife goes, "Lawrence Bird," and it's very funny to me.
Just spent 2 full minutes in complete suspense. I was just waiting for the answer to come up. So thank you.
Yeah,
I learned it yesterday. So
it was The Neighbors. Okay, yeah.
Alex in the chat says it's ET, but this game was not buried in the New Mexico desert like ET was, because it was that toxic.
Oh, you listened to that podcast too, John Pio?
No, I just know that.
He's visited my state enough that he's probably seen the landfill.
Excuse me.
I came across that looking up information to write some other trivia question. So it's out there.
I owned
like
that.
the truth.
I owned ET. It was terrible.
Just like the truth.
It made no sense.
Let's see if I mathed right. AJ, is this our last question for technically correct?
No, we have
This
2
round?
more.
Oh, okay. I mathed wrong. JK. Let's do our penultimate question.
I don't know if counting is math, but okay.
Our second to last question of the technically correct round. Utilizing 3 fingers, Scruggs style is the most popular method for picking what instrument?
Well, picking an instrument. Like, I assume it's not like, I'll take that one. It's so presumably it has something to pluck, right?
So no, if it was picking this instrument, then you go and you look at all the saxophones and you go, It's like water divination or whatever. We go around
Like
and
a
you
divining rod.
feel the water.
Which oboe is speaking to me?
I want to see that. I want to see whatever reality series is about that.
For what it's worth, it is pickin' with an apostrophe after the end. So I'm wondering if that's a clue.
Pickin'. Oh, I'm sure it. Well, yeah. So I tried to teach myself this instrument, and there is some of the other styles that I was following the Pete Seeger handbook, so I was learning the Pete Seeger style, but there's also clawhammer, which isn't nearly as violent as it sounds. Mostly the difference is mostly how many fingers you use. Yeah, pickin' is absolutely hint there.
Has four strings, right? 5 strings, 4 strings?
4 to 5. Well, most modern ones have 5, but you can find them with 4. 5 was a later addition.
Every time I walk into Guitar Center, I'm like, maybe I should learn that, and then I'm like, maybe not.
Yeah. By the way, I never really learned. I mean, I got through that book, but I was still going about half speed, so I it's kind of stopped doing it.
I don't know, but you guys allow me to put on my day job hat for just a moment. If pickin' is a clue, then it's related to a variety of English that has a stigmatized in instead of ing sound at the end of gerunds, like picking, which in the United States is probably the South.
Indeed.
So are we thinking about banjos?
I think so. I think that makes sense.
But I'm certainly
See, I linguisted it.
Yeah.
I didn't even need to know the music. Day job. All right. Do we feel good? Does everyone feel good about that?
Right. Yeah, I feel good about it.
Good
All right.
linguistin.
Yeah.
Excellent linguistin over here.
Find a use for that doctorate. Yes.
Heck yeah.
I got a PhD just to answer this question.
Worth it.
AJ,
All
is
those
it-
hours.
Is it the banjo?
Well, it's actually the keytar. No, it's the banjo.
Oh. Wah, wah,
Pick a
wah, wah.
keytar.
Robbed.
It's the kazooie. Banjo kazooie.
Banjo kazooie,
Yeah.
sure. On the
Ooh.
Sega.
We're still got a perfect score, but that was it's tense. I don't
close.
know. No more near screw ups. Put your minds in the game, team. All right. Now I think it's our final question of the technically correct round.
It
AJ.
is our final question. This is question number 10. In 2018, a Florida grandma scared off a nude burglar by removing what mandibular prosthetic device?
Florida, why are you like this?
That was 2018, so Naeem wasn't born yet, right?
Yeah,
So,
that's- sure. Yep. Yeah.
so back then there was a state called Florida.
Florida.
All right? And really
Before it
interesting
sunk into
stuff.
the ocean.
Yeah.
Before Bugs Bunny came in and sawed it off and it fell into the ocean. I mean,
Now, Bugs Bunny is
oh, okay. So first the earth cooled, and then I mean, though we're talking mandibular prosthetic device. How many are these?
I think that the difficulty in the question is understanding what the mandibular part
Oh, I
refers
see.
to. Yeah. So I think we know that what that means.
I learned that word. I learned the word mandible from the show The Fairly Odd Parents on Nickelodeon when I was a kid, because there was a hero called the Crimson Chin, and he had the mandible of might.
And what was it?
It was his chin.
Oh, okay.
I took an
It was his crimson
anthropology
chin.
class about the first Homo sapiens. So we learned about bones. And I think it's like this one.
It's that one.
Yeah, that was really black and white. You two. I watched Nickelodeon. I'm getting a doctorate.
For what it's worth,
But
they
hey.
probably both happened around the same time.
Yeah, it's
No, by the way, that was in undergrad. That's just like the one
Oh.
anthropology class I took for fun.
nude burglar. Classic Florida.
So yeah.
Did
So
she throw it at them though? That would be good to know.
no. I've actually read this story. So she took it out and started yelling at him, with with a kind of mouth going on. I'm so sorry to anyone who wears dentures.
That's pretty
And
terrifying.
because and she did threaten to throw it at him, but if I'm remembering the story correctly, I might not be. I might totally be fabricating details here
That
and there.
sounds
But,
good. That sounds
Yeah,
good.
but it was a very Florida moment. Very, very Florida moment.
I feel like 2 minutes is not enough to unpack this story, like no matter what. There is
Our producer wants to
too
make sure
much.
that we mention that when she pulled them out, she shouted "Grandma no teeth,"
grandma no teeth.
which more like "Grandma mo poo." Yeah.
But also that makes it feel like she knew it was a menacing act.
Oh, I feel like it was definitely on purpose. Yes.
And the night is dark, right? This is
Well, we don't know it was at night. We just know that he was nude.
that's fair.
So AJ, I think it's pretty clear we're gonna go with dentures.
It is dentures, and now I'm picturing Batman with no teeth still saying, "I'm not the one wearing hockey badge."
I can't believe it, guys. We made it through technically correct. 10 for 10. Whew,
Nice.
we did it.
We did it.
Well, here we are. So that's going to do it for our first round. But the real fun starts after this break. We're not going to go so easy anymore. That's when all this teamwork and camaraderie will be out the window in our technically incorrect round. Stay right here. Welcome back to Technically Correct, and specifically to our second round, Technically Incorrect. First, though, remember that you can check out Geeks Who Drink pub quizzes in bars across America about every night and get a quick hit of trivia on YouTube every weekday around lunchtime. You might even learn about Larry Bird. Make sure you subscribe to this channel before you go so you don't miss anything. We also do a whole quiz on Twitch every Monday night, and you can even book us to do private quiz virtually or in person. For details on all that stuff, bookmark geekswhodrink.com and follow us on your social medias. Now we're doing Technically Incorrect. In this round, the panel will still have 2 minutes to answer each question, but there's no more teamwork. It's everyone for themselves. That means we'll be actively trying to psych each other out, and you should be too. Put your most plausible wrong answers in the chat and we'll throw them into the mix. At the end of the timer, we'll all write down our answers and show them to see who's right, by which I mean we panelists will do that. You audience people just get to be wrong in private yourselves. AJ, start us off.
Your first question for Technically Incorrect. In classic diner lingo, ordering a burn the British gets you a toasted what?
Bangers and mash. First thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, Leah, is that really your answer?
Well, I don't know. Let's discuss. Well, I mean, but I don't know if anyone really wants to eat burnt bangers and mash, but I'm sure that's colloquial for something.
I mean, I grew up in New Jersey, and the only thing available are diners. So I know this answer, and it is baked beans. Or is it? Did he even grow up in New Jersey? Did he even grow up?
I feel so distressed. What's true? What's a lie?
As we established earlier, you're actually a 19th century vampire from Victorian England. So I know that's not true.
That's right. It was born only in the 19th century. You're right. Oh, for shame.
I actually did spend a lot of time in New Jersey also, and lots of time in diners. And one other option might actually be eggs Benedict, because it's kind of British.
He's a traitor. Always British traitor to the British.
He was a traitor to the British. Like, yeah, it was.
I mean, he's on the British side because he's a traitor.
Right.
And they burned him at the stake, if I recall.
So eggs Benedict, perfect. Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
perfect. Yeah, it's burnt Earl Grey tea. That's correct, Kyle.
The national one of the national dishes of the UK is classic diner food, chicken tikka masala. So.
Yeah. And hey, in New Jersey diner, we'll definitely have that because they have
what? Fair enough.
Yeah, every food is available at a New Jersey diner.
Not an exaggeration.
Not an exaggeration, not at all.
Yeah, I have no idea. I feel anxious. All right, I think we've got to show our answers. Let's do it, team.
English muffin, beans on toast, English muffin, and toast. That is a point each for Pio and Leah with English muffins.
Makes more sense. That makes more sense than what I wrote. Yeah.
Burn the British. That was the name of my first album, actually. So
nice. All right, AJ, can you hit us with our next question?
I suppose I can hit you with your next question for Technically Incorrect. Somehow not an Ozark porn star. What rapper had hits with Ugly and Ms. New Booty?
Nine, was this before you were born?
No, it's not, and that's what's frustrating me because I definitely know this, and I cannot.
Funny enough, I listened to this last night.
I cannot pick it out of my brain right now. I found you, Miss New Booty. Just stop going before the YouTube algorithm cuts us down.
How long do we have? 15 seconds?
Something like that. I think if we sing poorly enough, it won't even recognize it as a cover.
I told you I was in Footloose, but I didn't tell you that they didn't let me sing. They made me dance.
I don't what I must admit, not this is out of my wheelhouse, but how is this related to being an Ozark porn star? Like Ozark the show or the location?
What? Okay, wait. I'm not sure that I know how we've defined Ozarks.
Yeah,
Good
what is
point.
Ozark anyway?
I was interpreting it as the show and probably somebody who should be on the show but maybe isn't because it's not because there are probably not that many rappers on the show. I'm not sure. This is just my interpretation.
I've never seen this show, so
I've
I
never
don't
seen the
know.
show.
All right. So, Pio, it seems like you might have an answer for us. What do you think it is?
Well, we're talking about a rapper with really shitty song titles. I'm gonna go with Kid Rock on this one. You know, I know there's probably some people that would be like, Kid Rock, a rapper? And I'm like, sure, he's worse things. Let's go with rapper.
Bow with the ba, the bang, biggie, biggie, biggie.
Close.
The ba with the ba is the most important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I don't. I
He
can't
ran
make
for
this
office, didn't he?
That sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah,
He
or
did, yes.
was
I'm
thinking
tired.
about it.
He talked about it up
And-
in Michigan. Yeah.
Yeah. That might be. We think we're in the darkest timeline. That might have been
That's
the
the
darkest
one.
one.
Yeah.
President Kid
Yeah.
Rock. All
Yeah.
right. What's your answers, team?
I don't have an answer. I can't even come up with something. I forfeit.
Well, that is a second point for Pio, and Nicole's first on the board with Bubba Sparks.
Is this the porn thing?
Yeah.
He also
That's-
kind of
Makes
looks
sense.
like Jason Bateman, I think, right? But
Oh, his real name is Warren Anderson Mathis.
Oh.
oh,
See, Ozark made me think Missouri, and Nelly's from St. Louis, but I knew it was wrong. Because if,
Feel
if you're
like-
gonna pick two Nelly songs, it's probably Hot in Her and Country Grammar. Anyway,
Yeah, I was really hoping that somebody would come up with a good, plausible, wrong answer that I could just
you
pick
could
it
at least
on
write,
because-
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel like okay, it's interesting because Bubba Sparks sounds like a porn star, but Warren Anderson Mathis sounds like a founding father.
yeah.
So just
Didn't-
crisscross that
Didn't
together.
Frederick Douglass work together with
Warren Anderson Mathis?
Yes, Warren Anderson Mathis about DC and abolitionism. I think that's what.
I think he
his
actually worked
profession
with
is.
Bubba Sparks. I think that's
Yeah, that seems correct. All right, I think we need question 13.
Your next question, panelists. In the rigid Girl Scouts hierarchy, brownies wear brown sashes, and daisies sport what other color?
Okay, I'm still bitter about everything related to Girl Scouts because my mom would not let me be a Girl Scout because she was a Girl Scout and she didn't like it. So I can't with this organization because of my own personal trauma. But I feel like some of you guys know.
I don't know.
Naeem,
I want to hear more about this trauma.
I just wanted to sell cookies.
Tell us about your parents. No, I'm old as dirt, and so there weren't even daisies when I started Girl Scouts, when I started brownies. So so this is just a guess, but you know, because they're daisies, I would guess like white and yellow or something, right? Makes
Are
sense.
the daisies littler than the brownies?
Yes, daisies
Okay.
are before brownies.
Oh, are
and-
they? I thought they were
yes.
the next one. I thought it was
Yeah,
like
no,
white
no,
belts and-
it's brownies and then juniors. So daisies, brownies, juniors. Yeah.
I see. So daisies are like the initiates.
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
Well,
And
they're
when
like
did you-
5 years old, right?
Yes.
And when do they get the robes? This is a cult, right? That's what I.
Well, when do you get your insignia? You know,
And then the tattoo is that.
that's
uh,
that's at least age 8.
I see.
Somebody in the chat, phenomenal, says pink. And then people talk about how they're a fan of her music. But I feel like if it's little girls, like pink seems like some stuff that they would do.
Well, except that it is still the Girl Scouts, and the Girl Scouts are going to be kind of conscientious about that kind of thing. And daisies were first introduced in, I think, the 80s. So, because it was like right after I started. So,
And pink isn't camouflageable at all. It's got to be a color that blends in, because it's all about fighting fascism and
Girl Scouts
communism, right?
they need to be camouflaged, obviously.
Right. I mean, these are youth paramilitary organizations in some sense, are they not? I mean, think about it. Like,
Damn, I thought they
th-
just like taught girls about self-confidence.
Yeah, but they will be mobilized if the need for the country arises.
A well-regulated Girl Scout militia.
That sounds terrifying. What's your answer, team?
Yellow, 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 and blue for Leah. That is another point for Leah with the correct answer of blue.
Oh,
She knew all along. She was messing
she
with us.
did.
I
Very
saw
good,
that
yeah.
smirk she got halfway through me reading the question.
Yeah. Also, we should have known. She said yellow and white. That was there to throw us off.
Well played. Well played.
Very well played, Leah.
I only half knew. I was like 55% sure. So
All right. Let's get another question.
Your next question, panelists. If you pay for a colonoscopy in Colognes, you might live in San Jose, the capital of what nation?
Oh, talking about our large intestines and the cost of their maintenance.
It was like, you have to pay for colonoscopy. It's on my PayPal. Colonoscopy, $15,000.
Yeah, I'll just Venmo you that.
Yeah, thank you for that.
It's probably cheaper wherever this is.
Yeah, probably.
United States. All right, I think we're all gonna go with something Hispanohablante. Seems right.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Spanish speaking.
Spanish speaking.
I was prouder about knowing that than you were.
I mean, Nicole could be messing with us right now. It's like, of course we're going to go with Spanish speaking nations, right?
I mean, you don't want to listen to my hard-earned expertise. That's your prerogative.
Yeah, but you're trying to
I don't know.
deceive us.
I know one guy named Jose, and he's Filipino. So
Oh,
Oh, there was that colonialism.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a factor.
there was a little bit of that. The Spanish spread out a tiny bit, didn't they?
Just a wee bit.
Just a wee bit.
They
So
did
now-
make most of those people speak Spanish, though.
It's true. Now,
Not
what's
all
your,
of them.
So what's your answer then? Since you know a guy. named
Uh,
Jose.
Manila.
yes. Wait, hold on. That's a city. Wait, hold on. It can't be the Philippines. I wrote down Colombia because they have colognes in Colombia.
All right. Alliteration.
Yeah.
Pio, what do you think?
This is actually a really controversial question because it is San Jose is the capital of the Basque region. So the Geeks Who Drink is actually taking a stance here on Basque independence. So this is a controversial stream.
Oh my God.
I know.
I hadn't even thought about
We
that.
better
Now
watch
I'm so
out.
anxious.
You know,
Yeah.
last Wednesday we said Taiwan is its own nation. So like it's we're really going for it.
We're
Yeah.
gonna get canceled by the Chinese Olympic Committee. All right.
And Spain.
What is your answer? Your answers.
Costa Rica, the Dominican Republic, Ecuador, and Costa Rica. That is a point each for Nicole and Pio with Costa Rica.
Thanks. I've been to San Jose, Costa Rica. It's not what people go to Costa Rica for.
Yeah, I've
Go for
I've
the
been
beaches.
there as
It's
well.
not beaches.
I mean, I went there for colonoscopy.
I had it written down and then I erased it because I thought, well, it was probably someplace Columbus landed on. But I was wrong.
I don't want to talk anymore about colonoscopies. We have a few more questions to answer. Let's take a break. Stay tuned after this break for the rest of Technically Incorrect. See you in a few. Welcome back to Technically Incorrect, the game where everyone tries to be right after everyone tries to be wrong. Remember, you should also try to psych us out in the chat. We are extremely gullible. AJ, make with the questions.
Your next question, panel. Bogus internet theories say that orange juice helps unlock what chemical in magic mushrooms?
Now, is that where absinthe gets its does wormwood come from mushrooms? I mean, that would
Oh.
make a little bit of sense, right?
Yeah, it's got the word wood in it, just like
exactly.
mushrooms.
I mean, it is the internet. There's a way to link those together.
There is a way, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if I look at the panel and I think, who here has done magic mushrooms? I'm thinking Leah. So Leah, do you soak the mushrooms in orange juice or do you like, and then how does it work? Do you even know? No? Am I wrong?
I'm wondering where you.
Leah's like, I can
That's
neither
just
confirm nor
funny.
deny these allegations.
Now, can you just eat an orange?
But I did know somebody in college who once brought shrooms into the school cafeteria and asked them to make them into an omelet, and they did.
Like grade school?
No, college.
Yes, definitely
Sorry,
grade
I was
school.
like,
yeah,
whoa.
absolutely.
College.
Did they share?
And did they drink orange juice?
Did
That
they know
part
what they
I
were
don't know, but now I wish I did.
All right, so Leah thinks it's wormwood. Naeem, you've been suspiciously quiet about this. What do you think?
I'm a nice boy who doesn't do any of those things. So
Hi, mom and dad.
Hi, mom and dad. I don't even know what to say as a fake answer or a real answer. Yeah, I'm fully at a loss here.
I read like the Hardy Boys Guide to Drugs, which was like 20 years outdated when I read it in the 90s. But I feel like it's peyote, in case you want my 2 cents. I think it's time to show our answers, though.
Was this a spelling question?
Let's do it.
It's always
Like,
a
I lied.
spelling
I lied.
question. Did you wait for everyone else to write an answer before you did, Naeem?
No, I was mid writing. I was looking down, and it's also wrong.
Yeah.
So.
It is in fact wrong.
Yeah, if I'm
Psilocybin
right, I've done a
is
really
the
bad job
correct
at it.
answer. That is our first 3-pointer. 1 for Nicole, 1 for Leah, and 1 for Pio. Naeem, you have
did
not
learn
gotten on the
that.
board yet.
I'm doing really poorly. Yeah.
Well, at least
Can we
you
get more
have
Larry
your-
Bird questions, please?
Naeem, at least you have your youth.
Yeah, that's true.
We
That's going pretty rapidly as well.
as far we have our knowledge gnomes giving us some extra tidbits. They don't even know what the orange juice. They haven't told us what the orange juice thing is either. Are you supposed to soak the mushrooms or what?
He wants suggestions for his next party. AJ, can we get the next question?
Your next question. In 1993, Larry Bird... No, okay, I'm kidding. Hosted by Phoebe Robinson, So Many White Guys is a spin-off of what 2010's podcast?
I mean, I feel like So Many White Guys describes a lot
All
of
2010s podcasts.
right?
Yeah.
All of the podcasts, honestly.
Yeah.
So it's my favorite murder, right?
My brother, and me.
There was an Onion article the other day that was like 250 million Americans look for a guest for their podcast this week. I wonder how many were white guys.
Speaking of that, the Geeks Who Drink podcast is available now on Stitcher, where
Hosted by Nyman Nicole for some reason.
Hey!
yeah, and they tried to get
Ooh.
AOC to come on every week and fail. But someday.
We'll get her. All right. Well, there's a lot of podcasts. And when I think white guys and podcasts, I think of Joe Rogan. So this is a hot take.
I try hard not to think of Joe Rogan most times.
I'm sorry I had to bring him up and cause you that trauma, but that's a white guy. So maybe it's like a response to that. I don't know. Pio, what do you think?
I only listen to one podcast. It's a number of British people talking about board games. It's the Shut Up and Sit Down podcast.
Shut Up, Sit Down. It's a great podcast.
Yeah.
Great show.
I don't think Phoebe Robinson has made a spinoff of it, but hey, maybe. I'm just gonna
Also,
say
a lot of white guys on that podcast.
yeah, it's true. And
You're
you
wrong.
know,
Probably
maybe
a lot of white guys on a lot of podcasts.
oh yeah,
Sure.
pretty much all of them.
Yeah, yeah.
I believe the original name.
But these
for
ones are British
podcasts-
white guys, which is the
yeah,
original flavor of white guy.
That's true. It's classic.
All right,
flavor.
team. I think
Germany.
we've had to pick a pod. Show us what you got.
My favorite murder. No, Leah. It is Two Dope Queens.
On the board.
I was actually trying to make a joke about serial killers being white guys, but that one didn't went any better than my farting
The
joke.
fart joke,
So
yeah.
I'm just gonna give up now.
Farting and serial murders. I'm gonna write this down. Things that Leah is into.
Listen, if
See
you start
where
a
you were
fart,
going.
if you start a farting and serial murder podcast, you have an audience of at least one.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody else is doing it. Why can't you? AJ, can we get the next question?
Next question. The kids' book, Late Night Snack, was based on what 90s board game about sneaking past your pops?
FYI, late night snack is what my friends called me in college. Oh, I'm just
Hey.
kidding. I didn't have any friends.
That took a sad turn.
Also, they didn't have college in the 13th century.
Au contraire. Oh, I mean,
Too hot over in the man section of this panel. Leah, what do you think it is? Let's give them a moment to calm down. Oh, we cannot hear you.
90s board games. That's definitely not a. Well, I play a lot of Trivial Pursuit, and that's not helping me right here.
Yeah. Okay. Probably not Trivial Pursuit. But if you have to write down something, it's better than nothing. Naim, you were awfully confident. What do you think it is?
I was? Oh.
Well, with your smack talking.
I wasn't smack talking. I was just establishing the canon that Pio is immortal. That's all.
yep. It's a story. You're right.
Yeah. Boy, late night snack is the Ben and Jerry's flavor that is sponsored by Jimmy Fallon. I know that. That's actually called the Tonight Dough now, but it was called Late Night Snack when he hosted Late Night with Jimmy Fallon.
More
That's not an
branding,
answer.
more sponsorship opportunities
Yeah.
here. I love
Ben and Jerry's, feel free to sponsor us.
And there was a board game tie into that.
it. Yeah.
Is there like a Tonight Show board game? I'm gonna go with the Jay Leno board game. Jay Leno, by the way, who was the voice of the Crimson Chin, which I didn't get to say earlier, and I'm saying now.
There you go. You
I
wedged
think,
it in. Well
I
done.
think the Ben and
Indeed.
Jerry's board game spinoff was a Twister variant.
I just like that a book was inspired by a board game. Usually it's the other way
The other
around.
way
Right? All right.
Or a really bad movie inspired by a board game.
Jumanji.
Or good ones. Clue's great.
Or good ones. I love Clue.
All right, team. I think it's about that moment.
I totally made something up.
Pajama party.
That's a point each for Nicole and Pio with Don't Wake Daddy.
I had Nickelodeon when I was a child, and I remember those commercials. I am exactly the right age to know this
I
answer.
was gonna say, I was not a child in the 90s.
All I had on Nickelodeon were Land Before Time commercials, and it was already like Land Before Time 5 by then.
Oh, you missed the golden age of Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Keenan and Kel.
I mean, I like Keenan and Kel and Rugrats.
Shh, quiet, youngin.
I would really love chat if someone could come up with a great, sexy joke for Don't Wake Daddy. I've been trying this entire 2 minutes to come up with it. And
All right, why don't we go ahead and move
Sexy
on to the
moving
next
on,
question?
Keep it
I
moving,
think
this
we're
is
going to
getting weird.
finally land on something in Naim's wheelhouse.
Ooh.
American Horror Story Asylum was inspired by what activist's 1887 book, 10 Days in a Madhouse?
that question's got Naim written all over it. You're right.
He's like giving me false hope.
Yeah, Naim, what do you know about asylums?
I know Ryan Murphy. Is it Ryan Murphy does the American Horror Stories? That's the name. What's her name is in all of them? Sarah
Paulson.
Paulson. Thank you.
Not
I
in
know
all
her
of
from
them,
Studio
but a
60 on
lot
the
of them.
Sunset Strip. If you ask me Sorkin questions, I'll do
That's a great show.
I love that show. Yeah. We can go ahead and change this question to a Studio 60 question. I'll do great.
Wasn't Lady Gaga on that show?
American Horror Story. Yeah.
Hotel.
Oh, the other
Hotel.
one. Okay.
So it's actually not very widely known, but Arthur Conan Doyle did a lot of activism in that period of time before he settled into Sherlock Holmes. So he was doing the animal activism and the human rights activism, whatever in whatever form it existed in that period of time. So I think I'm going to go with Arthur Conan Doyle.
And then he got into the spiritualism stuff, right?
That's right. Then he got into spiritualism
And
stuff.
then
He
Harry
promoted the
Houdini
fairies.
punched him in the face. Or
Right.
something.
I feel
something like that.
persuaded because
Like
I don't
that.
know. I'm like, is it Upton Sinclair? Was that the same time? Was he
I
exposing
think he was later. Isn't he?
terrible factory violations as well as?
And then he went to a madhouse. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the other way around. He started in the madhouse and then he was
Started-
like, you know what's even worse? Chicken farming. Like I
Madhouse, I believe, is an anime production company. I'm not a big anime guy, but I think I've heard that in the past.
I thought Naeem was dropping hints. Like, here's what you should ask him. And then you're shooting yourself in the foot, buddy.
Yeah. No, don't. I mean, if you ask me about it, I probably might know it because all my friends are anime people. But
That's sad.
All right. I feel
Yeah.
like we're at our time. What do we think, guys?
I don't know this one.
Nellie Bly, Nightingale, and Stephen King. That is a point each for the ladies. Nellie Bly is the correct answer.
classic
Women's
1887's
history.
Stephen King.
Women's history is U.S. history.
None of that was true about Doyle, by the way.
I wanted
the-
it to be though.
The spiritualism
know!
stuff was, though,
The
right?
spiritualism
Yeah.
stuff absolutely was.
And he
It's
probably
big
did get punched in the face by Harry Houdini at some point.
Oh, our producer Diana is telling us that, like Cameron Crowe, Nellie Bly tried to go undercover in an asylum and was committed.
She was too good at it.
And then she became a sports agent.
Method acting. Sometimes it's too far. AJ, do we have 2 questions remaining?
We do have 2 questions left. Your
All right, let's do it.
penultimate question. Tumblr user Brock Davis built a breakfast TIE fighter using what hexagonal cereal for the wings?
Hexagonal cereal. Hexagonal cereals.
Well, until you said cereal, I was gonna go with Eggos with the, curves cut off. Because that would work.
There is the Eggo cereal, though.
No,
maybe.
is
Oh.
there?
Why is it spelled like this? Breakfast TIE fighter.
Okay, a
TIE.
TIE fighter is
In
from
Star Wars?
Star Trek. And right, you know what? I can't. I'm trying to lie. I'm not going to lie about this part. Twin ion engine. I know that one.
Yep.
It is a very cheap to produce fighter for the Empire. No shields. Why? Because they're cheap and they die.
I might have one on one of my pillows, but I think
Oh.
my pillows are all Rebel
Dirty?
Alliance.
Oh.
I go outdoors, so I didn't know that.
You're not better than us, Nicole. No, you are. You are. You really are.
Only excuse is that I go outdoors.
But do you eat cereal? Do you eat any
No, I
cereal?
don't eat cereal because I'm lactose intolerant and I don't like soy milk and cereal.
You can eat cereal
Almond
dry. I
milk
used to
is
eat cereal
good.
dry all the time. I would
Oh,
crush
yeah,
up the
it's even
cocoa pebbles
Better dry.
and then eat them as like a cocoa pebble powder.
Just
Cereal
snort it.
out of the bag with one hand is the best way anyway. Go
Yeah.
for it.
Pretty good. But which ones are hexagonal? That's the question.
Well, I've
I
never
cannot
taken
think
a
of a
really
hexagonal.
close look at Rice Krispie treats. As far as we know, those might actually be hex. I'm not.
They're
Yeah,
they're
I can't
crystalline.
even continue with
Crystalline
that one.
structures. Yeah.
What if all the Lucky Charms actually had 6 sides?
Well, some of
Pink
them might.
hearts, orange stars, yellow moons, green clovers.
The balloons are circular though.
Maybe
There's
Damn.
newer Lucky Charms now too. So like one of those might be like orange hexagons.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
It's
can't
like
keep
all you
up.
old people with your old
Back
marshmallows.
Back in the day, we only had 6 Lucky Charms marshmallows.
I think are rainbows my era? Is that the thing?
I remember rainbows.
Those showed up in the 90s, I think.
Maybe.
I think we need answers.
Cornflakes, honeycombs, corn checks. That is a wash all around. Crispix is the correct answer.
Yes.
Thought I had that one for once.
And his
Somebody in the
his picture of the cereal TIE Fighter only has like 5,000 likes on Instagram, which I mean, honestly, that's just a tragedy.
Go
Alex
like
in the
Christmas.
chat. Alex in the chat says they knew this. Did they know it? That's what I'm curious about.
More than all of my Instagrams put together. So
Mine too.
yeah.
All right. I'm giving you a very quiet drum roll because I think this is our final question.
Our
Maybe
final
we can redeem
question.
ourselves.
Our final question for the evening. Straight up, yes or no? As far as we know, do birds fart?
Oh,
Another colon question.
Leah knows this one.
Well, I can tell you that. Well, so I looked up whether cats fart because my partner keeps wanting to blame my cat for everybody's farts, and it turns out that cats are capable of farting, but they almost never do. Or no, I'm sorry, burping. They absolutely fart. So okay, I have no place to go with
Whoa,
that.
What about dogs? Can you blame dogs?
you have to have one. But
Dogs
yes.
fart. 100%.
Okay, so
fart.
then the question is how far down the evolutionary scale
Right.
All right,
did farting begin?
here's
So
my
that-
position.
What I know is that birds are basically dinosaurs,
Yeah.
and dinosaurs released some sort of gas. Probably, I don't know.
Yeah. My argument, I'm going with yes on this one. My argument, all living creatures fart. All of them. 100% living creatures. I don't know about fungus.
Do fish fart?
Yes. All of them.
I feel like there are some species that don't fart, and it's a problem because they create, they have a buildup of gas and they can die if they eat the wrong things. But I don't know if birds are among those.
What if I feel like no, because what if they don't fart and they just burp? Like the
I
air
seem
could
to
go.
remember.
No.
I vaguely
crazy.
remember reading about this at some point. Literally about birds farting. I think a friend of mine was talking about it, which is weird because he's usually into fish. Actually, it's Jose.
From the Philippines?
From the Philippines, yeah. Just coincidentally. And I think there's something about them having like 2 different pipes, and like the one poops and the other one does something, but they don't fart. But I could be wrong. Jose, by the way, also is a quiz master. For what it's worth.
Let's bring Jose and he can
Yeah.
tell us about it.
Next week, it'll be Jose and AOC on our show.
Yeah.
Right? That's the plan. That's all we need. That's the cloaca are you talking about there, Nani?
I don't know.
All right, team, we need your answers.
Wow, it is a 50-50 split between yes and no. The no's have it. Birds do not fart.
I felt confused by these persuasive arguments. Good job on the fake outs, team. Well, that's all of our questions. And we do still have one thing for you to vote on after all, which is the winner of the show. That's right. AJ is going to pop up a poll and you can choose the panelist who you thought did the best job tonight by your own criteria, whatever that is. before then, there is at least one quantifiable measurement available to us. AJ, who actually scored the highest during the technically incorrect round?
Is it me?
It's Jose.
That was a two-way tie between you, Nicole, and John Pio.
Oh, all right. So I have to take him down next time.
Yep. Good luck. People have been trying to
now,
do
though,
it for centuries.
I love sharing the victory with you until next week. All right. Well, that's it. There you go. Of course, you can choose a winner however you like, by whatever criteria you appreciate. Just knowing that immortality is actually not a benefit, I don't think, in the voting. Either way, we're going to find out who is right after one more teeny tiny break. See you in a few. All right, audience, remember that the fun doesn't stop when we reveal our winner. You can see everything else we're up to at geekswhodrink.com and or by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, where you are now. Like and subscribe, you know, the whole thing. Without further ado, AJ, who is our popularity contest winner?
Our winner tonight, with 40% of the total vote, is Leah.
Coming in with the bird fart facts. And also, folks out there, it is Leah's birthday. So she brought the birthday power, and she's fittingly our most valuable player of the game tonight.
Thank you.
Yay.
I voted for her. So.
Yeah.
Yes, we love Leah here. Happy birthday. All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching as always. And make sure you come back next week to find out if Leah is still technically correct.
Technically correct, together forever. Technically correct, technically correct. Better and I got a new obsession. Technically correct with you.
Technically Correct was filmed in front of a live internet audience.